level. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you. Is it a level? Selamat siang, Pak. Kalau udah mau mulai ya, boleh bantu. Datang ke sini. Profesor. Everyone in Indonesia and very blessed morning for everyone joining us today from Germany. Welcome to second session of the Steering Committee for Indonesian German Green Infrastructure Initiative. The meeting will be co-chaired by Indonesian Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, His Excellency Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, and Her Excellency Suenya Souza, Federal Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development. Also joining with us today, Ambassador of Indonesia to Germany, His Excellency Arif Habas Ogrosir. Ambassador of Germany to Indonesia, Her Excellency Ina Level. Governor Sultan Hamengkubuwono ke-10 of the Special Region of Yogyakarta. Governor Victor Bungtilu Laiskodat of East Nusa Tenggara. Provincial governments of West Java, Central Java, East Java, Bali, and the respective regional planning and development agencies. Members of the Steering Committee. In the first session, we will have remarks on the GII and resolution to be adopted, and in the second session, we will continue the discussion on the resolution to be adopted. We kindly remind everyone to put your camera on and stay mute during the meeting. Thank you. Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to open the meeting, Indonesian Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, His Excellency Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, will now deliver his opening remarks.
Yes, thank you. Her Excellency Svenja Sulza, Federal Minister of Economic Cooperation and Development, Federal Republic of Germany. His Excellency Minister Suharso Manwarfa, Her Excellency Ambassador Leppel in Jakarta and Ambassador Hafas in Berlin, Honorable Victor Laiskodat, the Governor of East Nusa Tenggara, and distinguished all delegates. First of all, please allow me once again to say my sincere congratulations to your comprehensive portfolio in the new German government of Chancellor Olaf Scholz. It's such an honor for me to chair the steering committee meeting with you through, though we only meet virtually. We are now still facing a new COVID-19 waves because of Omicron variant that generate uncertainty in 2022. COVID-19 pandemic has had tremendous impact on the world behind all the difficulties and sorrows. Indonesia has learned that when we work together, we were capable to handle pandemic successfully. Our country has a good resilience to deal with it. This evident from Indonesia's economic growth until the end of last year rose by 3.69%. Aside from the pandemic, Indonesia takes action to protect, sustainably manage and restore natural or modified ecosystem that address social challenges effectively and adaptively simultaneously, providing human well-being and biodiversity benefits. As an archipelagic country, Indonesia is vulnerable to impact of climate change. Along with all global leaders in COP26, Glasgow last year, Indonesia committed to reducing emission and contribute to the world to keep the temperature below 2 centigrade. We have taken several corrective measures to reduce emission from deforestation and forest degradation and enhance carbon stocks through forest and land rehabilitation. These were part of our green development and also in line with Sustainable Development number 13, which conveys the mandate for global communities to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is open to investment and technology transfer, especially green investment. Our communities work to have clean water and clean air, and we strive to provide them for our own inheritance and global. And green infrastructure initiative would be a way to realize it. Green infrastructure initiative is an innovative way to accelerate and prioritize environment and climate relevant infrastructure project. It is also a green investment to generate sustainable economic growth to provide a high standard of living to all citizens. The solid waste treatment, water and wastewater and urban transportation are three key sectors to be improved. Therefore, I support the GII project. My special thanks to the governors who have proposed to implement the project in their provinces. However, I encourage the local government to prepare all the requirements to support the project. Before I conclude my remark, Excellencies, I'd like also to inform you that we are preparing also 300 megawatt coal-fired earlier retired as a pilot project. Then we'll announce during the G20 next November. This is one to prove to the global that we are serious to handle this climate change. And we are ready right now 5.5 gigawatt till 2030 to early retire. But I've been discussed this also with John Kerry from US to settle this very quick. Besides that, I would like also to inform all of you that we have 600,000 mangrove restoration starting last year. So within 3 years' time, till 2024, we can settle this one. This is also part of our contribution to the climate change. Besides that, we have also programmed coral reef restoration. This also could announce during the G20 in Bali next April. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like also again to invite especially our friends from Germany to understand and also to participate in this project. This project again show to the world that developing country like Indonesia care about the climate change. Lastly, Indonesia will be chair of G20 in 2022, while Germany is a chair of G7. We are looking for further collaboration with developed countries across the G20 and G7 to achieve common goal towards net zero emission, which if we can do it, if we can establish the good collaboration between G20 and G7, especially with Germany and Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Luhut, for the opening remarks. Next, I wish to call upon the Federal Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development, Her Excellency Suenya Sulse, to deliver her opening remarks.
Thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in my new capacity as Federal Minister of Economic Cooperation and Development, I am pleased to open the second meeting of the Steering Committee for the Indonesian-German Green Infrastructure Initiative, together with you, Minister Luhut. It is with pleasure that I remember our ocean conference in Bali in 2018. At the time, I still was an environment minister then. The two of us opened a side event on plastic recycling for the prevention of marine litter. So I'm very glad that we are continuing in our joint effort for climate action and environmental protection through the Green Infrastructure Initiative. As you are well aware, climate action is a top priority for the German government. Limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees, tackling the challenges of the climate crisis, and protecting the environment are vital issues for the survival of mankind. The German government lives up to its responsibility both through ambitious domestic policies and through our worldwide partnerships. Indonesia and Germany can look back on many years of close cooperation. Two flagship projects stand out in our bilateral cooperation portfolio because of their size and their importance: the Green Infrastructure Initiative and the World Mangrove Center in Bali. We have been supporting the establishment of the center through our financial cooperation in the forest sector. And we are also glad to be an important partner for Indonesia in the field of energy transition. At COP26, Indonesia signed the Global Coal to Clean Power Transition Statement and has thus adopted an ambitious target. With international support, you want to bring forward your exit from coal to the 2040s, to just mention it before. You may rest assured that Germany is ready to assist you. We want to use Germany's G7 presidency to mobilize joint international support from G7 countries for phasing out coal and to expand multilateral funding. A just energy transition partnership modeled on the partnership with South Africa could provide a framework for us to increase our cooperation on phasing out coal. Let us use the momentum also our parallel G7 and G20 presidencies and jointly push the energy transition forward. But now let me talk about the Green Infrastructure Initiative. A climate-friendly future in livable cities for all people can only be reached with a functioning circular economy and sustainable waste management, with climate-friendly transport and environmentally sound and resource-friendly water and waste management systems. All these requires significant investments. So we want to expand the GII. In the future, we will support projects in 6 provinces. Our common goal is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 4 million tons a year and to prevent future emissions. In the past year, together we have made significant progress on implementation, and I am impressed by the many new project proposals which have been presented by the provinces and on which we will jointly decide today. This very good response shows that our initiative is the right approach in order to implement Indonesia's national and local priorities in the fight against climate change and environmental degradation. With a project as big as ours, some obstacles in implementation are almost unavoidable. So let me mention the local content regulation that gives preference to local goods. Strengthening Indonesia's economic development has always been an important goal of our cooperation. So we can understand your wish to foster local production in Indonesia. However, the expansion of local content regulations to international development cooperation projects is putting our joint projects in danger. We urgently need a quick solution. Otherwise, there is a risk that contracts for about 900 million euros will not be concluded in 2022. This would mean that significant funding would lapse. So far, the local content regulation has mainly affected the energy sector, but now similar problems must be expected for our GII projects. In order to comply with international public procurement law and the principles of competition fairness and economic efficiency, we believe that there is a need for a general waiver of the local content regulation for development cooperation projects, which was the common practice until the end of 2020. Finding timely solution is the interest of both our countries, so I'm confident that we will soon find a suitable solution. The Green Infrastructure Initiative can make a major contribution to protecting the global climate and environment, both locally and globally. Let's jointly seize that opportunity, and I wish us a fruitful exchange, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Minister Schulze, for the opening remarks. Next, I would like to call upon the Indonesian Minister of National Development Planning Agency, His Excellency Suharto Monoarfa, to deliver his remark, represented by the Deputy Minister for Development Funding, Mr. Schneider CIN.
Thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity. I sincerely apologize for Minister Suharto Monoarfa for him cannot attend this important meeting today. Please allow me to read these remarks from the Minister. His Excellency Mr. Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, the Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, the Republic of Indonesia. Her Excellency Madam Stenja Schulz, the Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development, the Federal Republic of Germany. Her Excellency Madam Ina Lepel, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to Indonesia in Jakarta. His Excellency Bapak Arif Hafaz Ugroseno, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the Federal Republic of Germany in Berlin. Honorable Ministers and Governors, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore waktu Jakarta and Guten Morgen for our dear colleagues in Berlin. It gives me great honor to meet with you virtually and deliver these remarks at the second session of the Steering Committee of the Green Infrastructure Initiative, or GII. First of all, I would like to congratulate Madam Stenja Schulz for your appointment as the new Germany Development Minister. I had the pleasure of meeting with your predecessor, esteemed Minister Gerd Muller during the kickoff of the GII in April last year. We do hope that by your leadership, the partnership between Indonesia and Germany will grow even stronger. Likewise, the partnership between BMZ, Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, and Bappenas as the ministries responsible for development cooperation of the respective countries will continue to flourish. I have also received a good report on the outcome of G2G bilateral negotiation last November and last year, which I'm sure will produce mutual benefits for both countries. I was pleased to learn that one of the outcomes of the negotiation is an increased commitment to the green infrastructure initiative. On this occasion, I would like to take up one of our national priorities, which is the development of the new capital city in the province of East Kalimantan. As we all know, on the 18th of January 2022, our parliament passed the law for the state capital city, by virtue of which we now have a firm and strong legal basis to relocate our capital city to East Kalimantan. The new capital city has been named Nusantara. We have developed the master plan for the new capital city that is attached to the law as an integral part of the law and serve as a guiding reference for the planning and development of Nusantara. We envision our new capital city to be a modern, smart, green, sustainable, and beautiful city. We are firmly committed to make it one of the most sustainable and greenest capital cities in the world. This vision is very much aligned with the ambitious objective of the GII. We should bear in mind that the new capital city is not only about building central government compounds and related infrastructures. Nusantara shall also be a center of economic growth. We see the new capital as an economic super hub and center of excellence. As such, the development of the new capital city must be accompanied with the development and improved connectivity of neighboring provinces and regions. The successful development of the surrounding regions and provinces will be the enabling factor to make Nusantara an economic super hub, a center for social development, and a center of excellence. With this background, it is our view that the GII shall be utilized to indirectly support the development of the new capital city by fostering the development of green infrastructure in the neighboring provinces and regions. By using the GII cooperation framework, we hope to learn from the expertise and experiences of Germany in green infrastructure development with the clear objective to build a modern, smart, green, sustainable, and beautiful Nusantara. I do hope that this second session of the steering committee will endorse the use of GII funds to support Nusantara. We support the idea that a technical team will be quickly deployed to conduct a preliminary study. The orientation for the development of Nusantara is focused on the participation of the private sector. This objective is in line with the trend on infrastructure financing as blended financing, namely a collaboration between the government and the private sector as referred to by Coordinating Minister Luhut in his earlier statement. We need to explore further the possibility of the GII to support infrastructure projects, to finance the share of the government in public-private partnership programs, and in particular to finance projects on connectivity, water supply, wastewater treatment, and solid waste management in areas and partners close to the planned Nusantara. We wish also to explore opportunities of direct lending to state-owned enterprises, as well as sub-loan to local governments, business entities, so that we can ease burden the capacity of the central government budget and at the same time streamlining administrative procedures. I would like also to draw our attention to the province of Bali. On the 3rd of December last year, President Joko Widodo launched the transformation strategy of Bali towards a new era that is green, resilient, and prosperous. Therefore, I would like all of us to ensure that infrastructure projects under this GII in the province of Bali are consistent with the roadmap towards Bali in a new era. In concluding my remarks, I would like to convey that Bapanas remains firmly committed to support the GII and thanks all participants for their efforts and contributions. I thank you for your kind attention. May God bestow His blessings upon our endeavors. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Snyder Siahaan. Next on the agenda, Coordinating Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Investment, CMMAI, Deputy Coordinating Minister for Environment and Forestry Management, Dr. Nani, will present the introduction of resolution. Dr. Nani, screen is yours.
His Excellency Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, Her Excellency BMZ Minister Schulze of the Federal Republic of Germany, His Excellency Minister of National Development Planning, Bapak Suharso, Her Excellency Ambassador Ina Lepel, and His Excellency Ambassador Hafaz, Honorable Governor Victor Laiskodat, from East Nusa Tenggara Province, Member Steering Committee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This Green Infrastructure Initiative refers to the bilateral agreement between Indonesia and Germany, which was signed early October in 2019 in Berlin, and the virtual kick-off meeting that was held in March 4, 2021. The main purpose of this program is to work together in developing pre-feasibility studies and lead to investments on the green infrastructure by the German Development Bank, KfW. During the COP26 in Glasgow, November last year, we have announced this initiative in the Indonesian pavilion, which is in line with the message delivered by Minister Luhut that emphasizes the importance of the comprehensive and integrated infrastructure solutions such as on the waste management related to the climate change. In the last few months, our coordinating Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Investment together with the GIZ conducted 3 workshops with the line ministries, experts, and also the local governments. The first workshop was in Bali City about water and wastewater management, where 5 proposed dossiers have been discussed. The second workshop in Klungkung, Bali about solid waste management, where 7 proposed dossiers have been discussed. And the third workshop in Solo City to discuss the urban public transport proposal, where 9 proposals have been discussed. Now we need to make strategic decision at this second steering committee meeting. We have prepared 6 resolutions that we want to adopt and a lot of progress to briefly report on this. First, resolutions to add additional provinces to the initiative. And the second, resolutions to approve 15 project dossiers to move to the pre-feasibility level. The third resolutions adopt a resolution on the local content regulations. And the fourth resolutions establish an operational coordination mechanisms for the pre-feasibility studies to move ahead. The 5 resolution approve sector-specific criteria. And the last resolution is to establish decision mechanism outside the steering committee session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dani. Excellencies, ministers, ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard and understood about the summary of progress of the GII. This green infrastructure initiative requires commitment from all of us. For this reason, we invite Dr. Nani, who will lead the session of affirming the commitment of Indonesia and Germany to realize this green infrastructure initiative. Dr. Nani, screen is yours.
I would like to start with the first resolutions to be adopted about the Green Infrastructure Initiative. The resolution number 5, the adoption of the new provinces. We started the initiative with 4 partner provinces. These are West Java, East Java, Central Java, and Bali. We have worked hard to prepare projects in these pilot provinces. The success has made us confident that we would like to expand the initiative to also include provinces outside Java and Bali. The provinces of the Yogyakarta Special Region and East Nusa Tenggara are proposed to join the initiative. Furthermore, the steering committee strongly also consider the request for support from the East Kalimantan and South Kalimantan provinces. I would like to invite Pak Snyder from Bappenas to share ideas about this initiative. And next, I would like to invite Ms. Hammersmith from BMZ to also share points of views.
Consider expand.
Nee, erst Schneider.
Ah, okay. Entschuldigung, ja, stimmt.
Time is yours. Dr. Snyder Siahaan.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Bunani. From our perspective, that the proposal is very, very useful, and I think we agree with that, and we would like to see that adopted as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder Siahaan and Dr. Nani. Okay, thank you, Dr. Nani, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, have joined with us the Governor of East Nusa Tenggara Province, Dr. Victor Laiskodat, who also participated in supporting the success of the Green Infrastructure Initiative. Governor, screen is yours.
Excuse me. I think we need to have Ms. Hammersmith.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The time for
Okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Hammersmith, please.
Thank you very much. Yes, we consider expanding the initiative of the additional provinces is an excellent idea. We welcome that the Indonesian government is considering climate and environment relevant infrastructure in an increasing number of regions of your waste country. Thank you very much. Germany recognized that developing the new capital, East Kalimantan, as one of the greenest capital areas in the world, is an ambitious endeavor. We will strongly consider the request for support. We also welcome that Indonesia intends to focus on sustainable urban development with regard to the construction of the new capital. We would be interested in learning more about your plans of the new capital and surroundings area, including climate and environment-friendly infrastructure, and your call to support in the context of Green Infrastructure Initiative in order to be able to assess your request. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hammersmith. And next, Dr. Nani, please.
Yeah, I believe all of us agree for adopting this resolution. So now I would like to invite the Governor of Yogyakarta and also the Governor from East Nusa Tenggara to make their statement. I will pass to the MC.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Nani. And so sorry. Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, have joined with us the Governor of East Nusa Tenggara Province, Dr. Victor Laiskodat, who also participate in supporting the success of the Green Infrastructure Initiative. Governor, screen is yours.
Baik, terima kasih. Izin atas nama Gubernur, karena Bapak Gubernur sedang mengikuti satu pertemuan penting, kami memberikan pernyataan atas nama Bapak Gubernur. Yang terhormat Bapak Menteri Koordinator Bidang Kemaritiman dan Investasi, Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan. Yang terhormat Bapak Menteri Perencanaan Pembangunan Kepala Bappenas, Bapak Suharso Mano Arfa. Yang terhormat Menteri Kerjasama Ekonomi dan Pembangunan Republik Federal Jerman, Bapak Ibu anggota Steering Committee Program Green Infrastruktur Inisiatif, para kepala daerah yang mendapat program Green Infrastruktur Inisiatif, para peserta the second session of the Steering Committee for the Green Infrastructure Initiative, singkatnya semua yang hadir yang kami hormati. Pertama-tama kami mengajak kita semua untuk bersyukur karena atas berkat dan rahmat Tuhan kita menghadiri pertemuan yang penting ini untuk satu program the second session of the Steering Committee for the Green Infrastructure Initiative dalam keadaan yang sehat. Atas nama pemerintah dan masyarakat Provinsi NTT, Gubernur dan Wakil Gubernur NTT memberikan apresiasi seraya mengucapkan terima kasih atas dipilihnya Nusa Tenggara Timur sebagai salah satu provinsi yang mendapatkan program prakarsa infrastruktur hijau. Kami merasa terhormat dan bangga telah terpilih sebagai mitra menyusul beberapa provinsi lainnya dalam program yang sangat strategis ini yang berkaitan dengan pengurangan pemanasan global dan mengurangi efek perubahan iklim secara ekstrim. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian yang kami hormati, Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur meyakini bahwa prakarsa infrastruktur hijau ini melalui program pengelolaan sampah, air bersih, air limbah di Kota Kupang yang adalah ibu kota provinsi, di Kota Labuan Bajo yang merupakan salah satu dari 5 destinasi wisata seger prioritas nasional, dan Kota Waingapu yang adalah ibu kota Kabupaten Sumba Timur merupakan cara-cara inovasi untuk mempercepat dan memprioritaskan proyek infrastruktur yang relevan dengan lingkungan dan iklim yang ada di Nusa Tenggara Timur. Dalam visi NTT Bangkit menuju masyarakat sejahtera dalam bingkai NKRI, pemerintah provinsi selalu mendorong pemerintah Kabupaten NTT untuk memperhatikan pengelolaan sampah. Manajemen sampah yang tertata dengan baik menunjukkan peradaban satu kota bersama seluruh penghuninya. Pada tahap selanjutnya kami berharap agar prakarsa infrastruktur hijau dapat mendukung penyelesaian permasalahan berkaitan dengan transportasi publik. Karena di Nusa Tenggara Timur yang terdiri dari 21 kabupaten dan 1 kota adalah provinsi dengan karakter kepulauan yang kami yakini mampu menjadi representasi karakter Indonesia sebagai negara kepulauan. Besar harapannya agar inovasi infrastruktur hijau yang nantinya akan dikembangkan NTT seperti di sektor transportasi laut akan dapat menjadi model terbaik yang selanjutnya dapat direplikasi di seluruh provinsi dengan daerah-daerah kepulauan yang ada di Indonesia. Kami juga menginformasikan bahwa NTT adalah salah satu provinsi yang menjadi masa depan sumber energi baru dan terbarukan. Pulau Sumba dan Pulau Timur menurut para peneliti adalah 2 pulau dengan intensitas sinar matahari yang terbaik untuk pembangkitan tenaga listrik tenaga surya. Pulau Flores telah ditetapkan oleh pemerintah pusat melalui Kementerian Energi dan Sumber Daya Mineral sejak tahun 2017 sebagai pulau yang berpotensi pengembangan listrik berbasis panas bumi. Selain itu juga kami masih punya potensi energi terbarukan lainnya seperti arus laut, angin, dan air. Hadirin yang kami muliakan, demikianlah beberapa hal yang dapat kami sampaikan kepada Bapak Ibu sekalian pada kesempatan yang bermartabat ini. Kami akan berkoordinasi dengan pemerintah Kota Kupang, Kabupaten Manggarai Barat, dan Kabupaten Sumba Timur untuk segera menyiapkan semua persyaratan termasuk proposal proyek infrastruktur hijau. Sekali lagi, kami menyambut baik dan siap bekerja sama dengan seluruh pihak yang terlibat, serta kami berkomitmen untuk mendukung terwujudnya prakarsa infrastruktur hijau di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur. Kiranya Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa senantiasa menyertai dan memberkati segala usaha dan karya kita sekalian. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Gubernur Nusa Tenggara Timur, Tertanda Victor Bungtilu Leskoda. Terima kasih, kami kembali.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir, from East Nusa Tenggara. Excellencies, ministers, ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, not only NTT, the special region of Yogyakarta, also support the success of the green infrastructure initiative. For that, let's visit the speech from the governor of the special region of Yogyakarta, Sultan Hamengkubuwono ke-10.
Yang terhormat Bapak Menteri Koordinator Bidang Kemaritiman dan Investasi Republik Indonesia, Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan. Yang terhormat Bapak Menteri PPN, Kepala Bappenas Republik Indonesia, Bapak Suharso Monoarfa. Yang terhormat Menteri Kerjasama Ekonomi dan Pembangunan Republik Federal Jerman, Madam Svenja Schulze. Kami sampaikan rasa syukur dan ucapan terima kasih dengan ditetapkannya Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta sebagai salah satu provinsi peserta program Green Infrastructure Initiative. Keikutsertaan pemerintah daerah DIY pada program ini merupakan bentuk upaya dan komitmen untuk mempercepat tujuan pembangunan jangka panjang kami, yakni mewujudkan Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta pada tahun 2025 sebagai pusat pendidikan budaya dan daerah tujuan wisata terkemuka di Asia Tenggara dalam lingkungan masyarakat yang maju, mandiri, dan sejahtera. Program pembangunan infrastruktur lingkungan yang terkait dengan perubahan iklim sangat selaras dengan filosofi keistimewaan Yogyakarta. Hamemayu hayuning bawono, sangkan paraning dumadi dan manunggaling kawula Gusti. Konsep ini berorientasi pada pemeliharaan kehidupan dengan menjaga alam dari kerusakan dan menjaga keseimbangan makhluk di bumi ini. Pemerintah daerah DIY melalui program Green Infrastructure Initiative akan mengusulkan pengembangan kawasan selatan DIY dan kawasan perkotaan Yogyakarta, dukungan infrastruktur untuk meningkatkan penanganan dan pengurangan sampah, akses air minum layak dan aman melalui jaringan perpipaan, serta sistem transportasi yang berkelanjutan akan menjadi faktor penting untuk pengembangan kawasan tersebut. Pemerintah daerah DIY saat ini telah memberikan layanan angkutan perkotaan kepada masyarakat melalui sistem by the service. Pemerintah daerah DIY juga telah memulai upaya pengelolaan sampah pada sistem regional dengan penggunaan teknologi. Sebagai penutup, kami atas nama Pemda DIY menyampaikan apresiasi kepada Steering Committee Program Green Infrastructure Initiative atas upaya bersama untuk mewujudkan Indonesia yang lebih baik dan diberikannya kesempatan kepada DIY untuk terlibat di dalamnya. Sekian, terima kasih atas perhatian dan kerjasamanya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Governor Sultan Hamengkubuwono ke-10. Dr. Nani, your remarks are welcome on the speeches of the governors. Dr. Nani, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Bapak Governor. We are looking forward. We thank you very much, and also we are looking forward to work with you and your team, and also hearing your project ideas and proposal. Our team stands ready to support Excellency Governor in developing this further. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Nani. Your Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have understood about the support from East Nusa Tenggara and Special Region of Yogyakarta. This green infrastructure initiative requires a full and light commitment from all of us. For this reason, we again invite Dr. Nani, who will lead the session of affirming the commitment of Indonesia Germany to realize this green infrastructure initiative. Dr. Nani, finish yours.
As resolution number 6, we now would like to approve 15 project proposal of the Green Infrastructure Initiative and move them officially to the pre-feasibility level. In the official communication DG warning, and I have already given the light for the first 5 projects, and the work of the consulting team has already started. In the 6 months, we hope to finalize the first pre-feasibility studies. We will meet again in this forum to look the first result and decide further. So I would like to show the slide of the 15 proposal. So can show the slide. And after the break, within the second session, we will show. We will see the short videos of the proposed project ideas from the provinces. Yeah, this is the 15 proposal. Yes, at this moment, would like to ask the chair, co-chair, and the permanent member of the initiative to approve these 15 proposals as resolution number 6 of today's sessions. Yes, Pak. The steering committee, and followed by the remarks from the Minister of the Public Work and Housing, and also the Minister of Transportation, to reiterate their ministry's commitment as the respective executing agency for this project via pre-recorded message. So we have 3 area from these 15 proposals. Yeah, water and wastewater, solid waste management, and also urban public transport. This have been discussed, Pak Menko, and then ready to support for the pre-feasibility study. Yes. Yes.
See the concrete progress of this program. So I propose Ambassador to to spend your time sometimes with our team, visit this project. I think there are three area in Jawa Barat and also Jawa Tengah, ya, Central Java and East Nusa Tenggara. So we can schedule this this year. I think at least very soon next month we have two projects in Bandung, West Java, yeah. So we may visit together to the area.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I will be very happy to join you there.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Nani. Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the agenda, we invite Dr. Nani again to lead the Resolution 7. Yeah.
Is the comment from the Bappenas and also from the Frau Hammersmith. Please.
Yours, Dr. Hammersmith.
Very much, dear Ibu Nani, dear. Thank you very much for your words. The listed projects proposals are very much in line with Germany's expectations for climate and environment relevant infrastructure projects. I'm very happy to see that these projects proposals, which will be further elaborated in a pre-feasibility study, aim to meet climate change adaptation and mitigation aspects by treating and reducing waste and wastewater and tackling high emission transport problems in urban areas. I would like to reiterate that in the government-to-government negotiations in November 2021, Germany increased its commitments for the GII by an additional 16 million euros in grants, funding for pre-feasibility and feasibility studies for the approved projects. This will allow us to move on with the preparation of the investment projects in fast and flexible manner. We are therefore glad to approve the suggested list of project proposals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hammersmith. Okay. Next, Dr. Nani, the screen is yours.
Yeah, now we will see the video recording from the Minister Budi and Minister Basuki.
Yes.
Dalam rangka mewujudkan sistem transportasi yang berkelanjutan di Indonesia, saya sangat mendukung program Green Infrastructure Initiative GII, kerjasama pemerintah Republik Indonesia dengan pemerintah Federal Republik Jerman. Kementerian Perhubungan mendukung proposal daerah untuk membangun infrastruktur hijau di sektor transportasi publik. Dan kedepannya Kementerian Perhubungan akan membantu persiapan yang dibutuhkan untuk implementasi proposal pembangunan infrastruktur hijau dalam rangka GII. Kementerian Perhubungan mendukung kriteria hijau yang menjadi landasan dalam kerangka GII yang telah sejalan dengan roadmap SDGs Indonesia, roadmap NDC, sebagai upaya menurunkan emisi gas rumah kaca, dan juga Renstra Kementerian Perhubungan tahun 2020 sampai 2024. Harapan kami dengan kerjasama yang baik ini dapat meningkatkan implementasi infrastruktur yang hijau, khususnya di sektor transportasi, sebagai upaya mencapai target nasional, baik target penurunan emisi gas rumah kaca, target efisiensi energi, serta mendukung target energi baru dan terbarukan. Saya Budi Karya Sumadi, Menteri Perhubungan Republik Indonesia. Salam sehat untuk kita semua.
Next, we will play video from Minister Basuki Hadi Mulyono.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. The Ministry of Public Works and Housing of the Republic of Indonesia is continuously committed to implement green infrastructure developments in various projects throughout the country, namely dams, roads, and bridges, including water supply system, wastewater, and solid waste treatment plant. The Ministry of Public Works and Housing also supports and encourages provincial and local governments to undertake green infrastructure development plans while securing the readiness criteria, land availability, asset management, operational and maintenance for the sustainability of the built infrastructures. Furthermore, we are always open to collaborate, of course, with the companies and associations nationwide and worldwide in developing green infrastructure in Indonesia. As this action will eventually also support the Indonesia SDGs roadmap and the nationally determined contribution in reducing greenhouse gases. Hopefully, the discussion today will give a good output to improve our plan and implementation of green infrastructure development in Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the agenda, we invite Dr. Nani again to lead Resolution 7.
For the resolution number 7, issue on the local content. The coordinating Ministry of the Maritime Affairs and Investment and the Ministry of the Economic Cooperation and Development will seek the maximize local content and transfer technology within the context of international public procurement guidelines. Both parties will establish a joint working group for the duration of the initiative to find a solution to implement the local content regulations within the framework of bilateral cooperation.
Thank you, Dr. Nani. Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The first part of our program this afternoon has ended. Minister Schulze, would you be willing to give the closing speech? Ministers, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the explanations on the complex issue of the Indonesian local content regulation. I'm very pleased that we can openly address such a sensitive topic in this format. And I want to assure you once more that it has always been an important aim for us to contribute to local economic development. It is our strong belief that with our financial cooperation, we can achieve a high level of local value creation and at the same time be in line with international procurement rules and regulations. We therefore sincerely hope that this resolution will contribute to having a solution on this issue very soon in order to avoid significant funding lapsing this year. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you again for the excellent preparation of this virtual event and the progress achieved up today. please be assured that the Green Infrastructure Initiative remains a very high priority for the German government. I hereby hand over the mandate of co-chairing the steering committee into the good hands of Ms. Hammerschmidt, Commissioner for Asia. And I look forward to seeing you soon again, hopefully at a personal meeting at last, maybe in September. Terima kasih. Dankeschön.
Thank you, Minister Schulze. Minister Luhut, would you please give the closing speech? The screen is yours.
Excellencies, Ambassador, Governors, and all distinguished delegates, the first meeting has run well, fruitful, and very constructive. Highly appreciate Minister Spencer for the support through Green Infrastructure Initiative. My thanks also to Minister Suharto, Ambassador, both governors and teams, who also share huge contribution on and preparation for this project. Yogyakarta and East Nusa Tenggara will be the next initial located projects. Hopefully it will run well and full of success. And we have marked some important milestones. We have seen great progress, and I believe the positive impacts will spread out to all parts of Indonesia. This initiative is in line with our priorities in G20, which one of the them is green development. Ibu Minister Schulz, I understand you're going to visit Bali on the 20th of September, the minister meeting over there. I hope that I can get a chance to see you over there. And I'll discuss with Ibu Ina, your ambassador in Indonesia. And I invited her also to accompany me to visit some of our project in Indonesia, like RDF project in Bandung and also Citarum River. Maybe I'll invite her also to visit Nusa Tenggara Timur, and also some other project in Indonesia to show her that what we are doing right now in Indonesia, which is I think very important to push our cooperation. And I believe Germany could help us a lot. And during your visit to Bali, I would like also to invite you to have a look at the mangrove restoration program over there, and also about the what do you call it, the coral reef in Bali, as well as maybe release turtle in Bali. This is part of the program during the head of state meeting in Bali during G20. So you're going to initiate this meeting. And again, Ibu Sulsa, thank you again, and hope see you soon someday in Germany, because I plan to go to US and like on the way back to Jakarta, if it is possible to stop by in Germany next March, end of March. Hopefully COVID, I heard in Germany, consider it's very good, only 3% ICU and less than 10% bed occupancy, which is I think good. And Indonesia also today, a number of COVID around 40,000, but bed occupancy ratio is around 15%. A number of deaths also considered very low. So we are watching this, and we are very cautious to tackle this one. And we believe, see the peak of this COVID or Omicron in Indonesia maybe can go up to 100,000. But hopefully after that can, flattening and decrease. So far we are doing very good on tackling on the Omicron. So we can, do also some exchange in knowledge or experience on this. I'm in charge of the handle of COVID-19 in Jawa, Bali. So I can assure you, I think you can ask also your ambassador, situation here is quite okay. It's not as people, expecting, So we are quite confident our economy is going to be much better this year. And our export also this year, last year, it was very, very good. And I think increased 65%, even during the COVID. So that's, I think, the information to Ibu. And I hope I'll see you soon in Germany, or if we cannot meet you in Germany, I would like to see you in Bali, and I'll invite you for lunch in Bali or dinner. Thank you, Ibu.
Thank you, Minister Luhut. Any response, Minister Sulse?
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure to have you here in Germany. If it's possible that you join us, it would be very nice to meet you here. It is not so good about the weather in March, but we are here and we would be very pleased to meet you and have an exchange. And in September, I will join Bali, and I hope that then there is a second chance to meet this year. So thank you very much.
Ibu, if I may again, maybe we can make like this virtual meeting, not necessarily to official like this. Maybe we can, because I'm established also my, my conversation with my counterpart, like in Minister Wang Yi from China, or also with some other minister from some other countries. So if you agree, maybe we can make like twice a year to have a meeting, maybe like 40 minutes or so through this virtual meeting. I think this is very, very efficient, prepared by your ambassadors and our deputy, my deputy. So then we can see the progress, any project that we agreed to follow up. So because I don't, my experience, Ibu, is too much sometimes, only discussion and no progress, no implementation, which is not the style of government of Jokowi today. I think Ibu Ambassador Ina understands this very much, and to hope that we can do it. And if you agree, I'll ask my deputy to coordinate with your ambassador in Jakarta.
Minister Luhut and Minister Sulse. Excellencies, ministers, ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I have a moment of your time to look at your camera? We will take the photo shortly. Here, I will count. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Luhut and Minister Sulse. Excellencies, ministers, ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first part of today's program. Minister Luhut and Minister Sulse will leave the virtual meeting room. Thank you, ministers. Distinguished guests, gentlemen, we will have a break for 5 minutes. Ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Next, we will enter the resolution session. Resolution session will be delivered by Dr. Smith and Dr. Nani. Madams, screen is yours.
Bitte noch mal dunkel lassen.
First, the time is yours, Dr. Smith.
Dr. Hammerschmidt ist schon dran. Das geht jetzt gerade ein bisschen doch schnell. Okay. Jetzt kommt die Kamera an. Okay, sorry. Nicht kalt erwischt.
The screen is.
So.
Thank you.
Ja. Ja.
Dear Ibu Nani, thank you very much for the explanation.
Aber eigentlich.
Nee, no. Das ist doch.
Oder fragt man, ob die Ginani nicht first resume.
I think Ibu Nani has to explain something for the projects. That's my idea from the next topic. Is it right?
Yeah, thank you, Ibu. So, dear Frau Hammersmith, and also members of the steering committee, in the next resolution, we would like to adopt a unified set of green criteria for this initiative. So, in the last year, we have developed the project selection criteria agreed on the first steering committee sessions. The goal was to find out and determine what is considered green, focusing on the climate resilience, low carbon development, and also environment friendliness in the three respective sectors of our initiative. We have the ambitions to prepare pre-feasibility studies that score very high according to these criteria. These criteria have been distributed to the members before and then will be attached to the documentation of these sessions. These criteria would be fine-tuned later based on special conditions or needs. May I ask comment from Ms. Hammersmith about this? Yeah, please show the slide. I think we need the slide.
Yes. No?
Yes. Yeah. So please now, I think Ms. Hammersmith turn.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ibu Nani. Thank you for your explanation. We believe that these criteria are very important to help us steer the green infrastructure initiative towards environment and climate relevant projects. I'm very happy to see that climate change adaptation and mitigation aspects are at the core of these criteria. I note that gender and social safeguards play a very important role and would like to thank you very much for putting efforts into development these criteria. In a nutshell, yes, we agree with the criteria, but I also welcome the approach to further refine the criteria during the elaboration of the pre-feasibility studies. Thank you very much.
Smith, any response, Dr. Nani?
Yes, I agree with you, and we'll further work on the criteria as the project evolve further. If there are no objections from other members or permanent members from Bapenas and also from others to these resolutions on the adaptations of the sector-specific criteria for the Green Infrastructure Initiative. So we consider this hereby adopted. Are there any others? Ya, saya adopted ya. Oke.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dr. Nani and Dr. Havaspeed. Yeah, we are delighted to present videos from West Java, Central Java, East Java, and Bali. So, Mr. Schneider, the floor is yours.
Target kita 2020 sebenarnya hanya cemar sedang karena urutannya. Tapi oleh berkat kerja luar biasa Pak, dan juga tapi intinya ini kinerja luar biasa, kami melewati status cemar sedang Pak. Ya, di 40-an langsung hari ini statusnya cemar ringan. Ya. Nah kemudian nanti di akhir kita berharap mutu airnya sudah masuk kelas 2, ya, jadi ikan-ikan sudah bisa berenang dengan baik, manusia juga sudah bisa berenang. Ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Sampurasun. Wargi pembangunan Jawa Barat memasuki tahun 2022, pandemi COVID-19 masih belum usai dan masih terus berdampak pada berbagai sektor. Namun di sisi lain, pemerintah Provinsi Jawa Barat tetap berupaya melaksanakan berbagai kegiatan strategis, terutama dalam hal pembangunan infrastruktur. Salah satu program yang akan dilaksanakan yaitu Prakarsa Infrastruktur Hijau atau dikenal dengan Green Infrastructure Initiative, yang merupakan program kerjasama antara pemerintah Indonesia dengan Jerman dalam mendukung upaya Indonesia mengurangi emisi gas rumah kaca secara berkelanjutan. Terdapat 6 program usulan pemerintah Provinsi Jawa Barat di dalam Prakarsa Infrastruktur Hijau ini, meliputi sektor penyediaan air minum dan pengelolaan limbah, kemudian sektor pengelolaan sampah, dan juga sektor pengembangan transportasi publik yang seluruhnya telah diamanatkan dalam peraturan Presiden. Tentu pemerintah Provinsi Jawa Barat juga telah membentuk tim percepatan atau task force untuk Prakarsa Infrastruktur Hijau ini, dan senantiasa berkomitmen untuk mengawal keberlangsungan program ini, mulai dari penyiapan, salah satunya adalah berbagai hal yang berkaitan readiness kriteria, hingga proses konstruksi dan operasionalisasinya. Semoga program ini dapat mendukung upaya pembangunan berkelanjutan dan dapat memberikan manfaat yang sebesar-besarnya bagi masyarakat Jawa Barat, masyarakat Indonesia. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
That is all of the videos from 4 provinces. Mr. Schneider, back to you. The time is yours.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, I think for the information, those are the videos that display the proposals that expectedly can be financed through the GII. For everyone's understanding, we will now start the phase 1 of developing pre-feasibility studies for the most ready project proposals. And then we will meet again to evaluate the results of the pre-feasibility studies to move further in the planning process of all the projects. I would like to invite Ibu Nani to share the comments or impression of these videos. Over to you, Ibu Nani.
Play the videos.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank
First
you.
for
Yeah.
Dr. Nani, please give the comment.
Thank you. Also thanking the provincial governments to prepare the video. Now I think everyone has a better understanding about the approved project proposals to be further developed. So may I pass to the Ms. Hammersmith for further comments for this.
That's a very impressive overview of the projects to be developed. We are very pleased to see the high level of commitment of the governors and other provincial partners, as the ownership of the directly involved stakeholders is the essential foundation for the future success of such ambitious investment projects. We truly appreciate the efforts by all partners provinces to showcase the relevance of the proposed dossiers for the local communities and their citizens, as these short films already make it much more tangible for us far away in Germany what these initiatives are truly about. We are very much looking forward to the next steps for the investments to turn into reality. Thank you.
Next, we'll play the other video.
Infrastruktur kita akan bekerja sama dengan Jerman ya, dan ini dari GII datang, dari Menko Marinvest datang. Mereka mencoba menjajaki dan ada beberapa prioritas bagi penanganan Bengawan Solo, sistem transportasi yang ada di Solo, terus kemudian pengolahan sampah yang ada di sekitar Borobudur ya, termasuk sistem transportasi yang ada di Pantura.
sangat strategis. Pertama memang mandat dari Perpres 80, kemudian pro environment, pro climate. Jadi ini sangat mengedepankan aspek ramah lingkungan.
Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, shalom, namo buddhaya, salam kebajikan, rahayu untuk kita semua. Yang saya hormati perwakilan dari pemerintah Federal Republik Jerman, Bapak Menteri Koordinator Bidang Kemaritiman dan Investasi Republik Indonesia beserta jajaran, para undangan dan hadirin yang berbahagia yang saya hormati pula. Saya atas nama pemerintah Provinsi Bali menyampaikan apresiasi yang tinggi dengan terselenggaranya kegiatan ini sehingga dapat mendukung upaya Indonesia mengurangi emisi gas rumah kaca secara berkelanjutan. Hal ini sesuai dengan visi pembangunan Bali, yaitu Nangun Satketu Loko Bali, Bali Pola Pembangunan Semesta Berencana menuju Bali Era Baru, yang bertujuan menjaga kesucian dan keharmonisan alam Bali beserta isinya untuk mewujudkan kehidupan kerama Bali yang sejahtera dan bahagia skala niskala. adanya pengembangan upaya pengelolaan sampah berbasis sumber, serta pembangunan fasilitas pengolahan sampah seperti TPS 3R dan TPSD diharapkan dapat mengurangi laju timbulan sampah yang diproses di TPA. Bahkan kami akan menghentikan model pengelolaan sampah di TPA, serta mengurangi risiko kerusakan lingkungan. Penyiapan lahan dan teknologi pengolahan sampah menjadi sangat penting untuk menyelesaikan permasalahan sampah berbasis sumber, sekaligus akan membuka lapangan kerja dan nilai ekonomi lebih bagi desa yang bersangkutan. Langkah lebih lanjut yang akan dilakukan yakni dengan renaturalisasi TPA regional Sung dengan upaya penghijauan dan pengembalian fungsi lahan.
Yeah, that's all videos from West Java, Central Java, East Java, and Bali. We will back to Mr. Snyder. The screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, those are the brief the brief videos about the proposed projects that expectedly will be financed through GII. And of course, we need more further elaboration of probably some of study before reviewing all of this proposal later on. And I think as we have already finished all of the presentations, now probably I'll give it back the floor to the host because we already finished about the play videos. I give it back to over to Ibu.
Dr. Time is yours.
Yeah, I think this is impressive videos. So we can see the project that they are proposed, and this is really important for the local governance, but also for Indonesia, I think. So, yeah, thank you.
Annie, we will back again to Mr. Snyder.
Thank you, Ibu Nani, for your response about the videos. And I think this we done in this session. I don't think that we need to adopt resolution, right? Let me.
Okay.
Yeah. If that's the case, then I'll give it back the floor to the ladies.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder, Siaan, and Dr. Nani, ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the agenda is the Resolution 9 session. The Resolution 9 session will be delivered by Dr. Hammersmith and Dr. Nani. Madams, screen is yours.
Yes, Madam Ibu Nani.
First, Dr. Hammersmith. Sorry, Dr. Nani.
Yeah. Okay, I think you can see for the resolution number 9, operational coordination mechanism. Yeah, betul. Can we see the slide? As one of the last resolution today, we would like to ensure smooth and swift facilitations of the pre-feasibility studies. So therefore, we need an operational coordination mechanism to ensure that. To do that, we will establish the following task forces. First, project-specific task forces in the provinces with the help of the provincial governments in West Java, Central Java, East Java, Bali, and the new provinces. And sector-specific task forces via Coordinating Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Investments for water and wastewater management, solid waste management, and urban public transport. We will do this by issuing a ministerial decree or instruction to form these sector-specific task forces. The provinces will be asked, and some already have established their task forces. So may I have your opinion about this, Ms. Hammersmith?
Nami,
And
thank you
then,
very much.
Dr. Hammersmith, time is yours.
Ibu Nami, thank you very much. We believe this is an excellent mechanism to support the upcoming phase of pre-feasibility studies. Such task forces and working groups can help to identify and deal with the challenges and will be a great way to monitor progress. This could also be a great platform to include and engage with civil society. Maybe we can at a later point together on the working level explore ways to facilitate this important exchange. Germany will be more than happy to help facilitating. We are looking forward to the next sessions of the steering committee to see first results and receive feedback from these task forces. Thank you very much.
Masmith, Dr. Nani again.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Hammersmith. I think, thank you very much for your words, and I agree. So let's take this up on the working level. So we hereby approve this resolution.
Dr. Nani and Dr. Hammersmith. Next, Dr. Hammersmith and Dr. Nani, would you please select Resolution 10? Dr. Nani, please.
Okay. Yeah, this is the last resolutions about the decision mechanism outside the steering committee sessions. Yeah. As we have practiced in the past, so we would like to formally establish a decision mechanism outside the steering committee. This would work as follows. Via an email chain, the chair, co-chair, and permanent members of the initiative can propose and agree on decisions regarding the initiative outside of the sessions of the steering committee. Ms. Hammersmith, would you please share your idea?
Ibu Nami, thank you for bringing us this up. We have no objections to this resolution. It allows us to react flexibly to challenge and communication needs. And with the written approval ahead of this meeting to start pre-feasibility studies for 5 proposals in January, this mechanism has proven to be a valuable and pragmatic approach. Thank you very much for that.
Nani?
Thank you very much, Ms. Hammersmith. Then this is the last resolutions as adopted. So back to the MC.
Thank you, Dr. Nani and Dr. Hammersmith. Now we will listen to a statement from KPPIP, which will be presented by Chairman of KPPIP, Dr. Wahyu Utama. So Dr. Wahyu, please.
Thank you, MC. Thank you, Ibu Nani, and also Mrs. Gisela Hammersmith. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me, give some input in this very important meeting. Let me introduce KPPIP first before I give some comment. Actually, KPPIP is a government agency. KPPIP is established through the presidential regulation, and our task is actually to be decision makers, and also we also involved in the project preparation, capacity building, and also the bottlenecking efforts to expedite the infrastructure delivery. KPPIP is chaired by Menko Perekonomian or Ministry of Economic Affairs, together with Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment. And we also have four key ministers as a member. The first is the Minister of Finance, Minister of National Development Planning, Minister Agrarian and Spatial Planning, and lastly, Minister of Environment and Forestry. So far, the KPPIP already assigned by the President to monitor the 208 projects and 10 programs under the Ministerial Decree number 7/2021. So we actually, 6 ministers are work together how to improve and to speed up the implementation of the National Strategic Project. KPPIP also encourages active collaboration between government and non-government organizations to accelerate infrastructure development, achieve economic growth, improve community welfare, and create job opportunities. KPPIP, as the Operational Steering Committee of Green Infrastructure Initiative, GII, together with other ministries, will provide full support for the implementation of green infrastructure development under the GII framework, which consists of waste management, water management, and also public transportation. Together, we have identified several national strategic projects to be collaborated in this GII initiative, especially for the project listed in the Presidential Regulation on Regional Development for West Java, Central Java, East Java, and also other projects in Bali as well as Nusa Tenggara Timur. We also have acquired 15 projects proposed by the local government to be submitted in the GII Green Project list. These projects' implementation could significantly contribute for achieving the national sustainable development goals. Finally, I would like to thank again to you, to all of the participants, for the opportunity given to me. We wholeheartedly will provide considerable support for these green infrastructure initiative programs. We hope GII collaboration could continue to be the example of this remarkable cooperation and partnership between Government of Indonesia and Germany federal government. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wahyu. Ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Thomas Smith will now present GII implementation. The screen is yours.
Dear distinguished participants of the steering committee, based on today's presentations and resolutions, I now have the pleasure to present you the status of the implementation of the GII, including the achievements in 2021 and an outlook on the activities planned for this year. The following 2 slides present the status and outlook in detail, but I will focus my input on 7 selected developments since the last steering committee meeting that seem very important to me. First of all, I would like to express my profound appreciation for all the achievements since our last session in March 2021. First, thanks to our combined efforts, a functional structure of the GII is in place now. In this context, the German government in November 2021 has committed additional 16 million euro as grant to facilitate the preparation of the green infrastructure projects, for instance, to fund pre-feasibility studies and full feasibility studies for projects which are prioritized and approved by the steering committee, as it was the case today. The structure for carrying out the pre-feasibility studies is already well established. For the feasibility studies, such structure covering all 3 sectors of the GII still needs to be developed. This will require close cooperation between all stakeholders involved. Second, to ensure timely implementation of the GII, we approved to start pre-feasibility studies for 5 of the 15 projects already at the end of last year. Congratulations to all parties involved. Third, furthermore, the appraisal of the Surabaya Regional Railway Line Phase 1 project, a national strategic project listed in the Green Book 2021, was carried out at the end of 2021. This is an important development. Moving on to the next slide and the outlook for 2022. Fourth, in order to keep up the momentum, it is planned to step by step start the pre-feasibility studies of the 10 other projects approved today within the next 8 months. Fifth, furthermore, it is foreseen that the results of the first 5 pre-feasibility studies will be available in 2022, and that by the end of this year, these 5 projects will have been submitted by the respective project's owner to Bapenas. It is our joint objective to see them integrated into the planning process of Bapenas and listed in the Blue Book by the end of 2002. Sixth, in 2022, a program loan to support the implementation of the Indonesian National Action Plan on reducing the marine plastic debris is expected to be prepared as part of the GII. This is a very important plan headed by CMMEI. Very ambitious initiative phases and has to overcome some challenges. This is also true for our GII. So kindly allow me to draw your attention to these challenges as they have to be overcome in this year. Seventh, we have already discussed the issue to ensuring the coherence between the local content regulations and the procurement guidelines for German loans. Beyond that, I would like to address 2 more issues which we consider challenging. The project Emission Reduction in Cities Advanced Solid Waste Management, ERIC 2, cannot be implemented as initially planned. As a consequence, 140 million euro of loan and 6 million euro of grant funding would lapse. This would constitute a significant backlash to implementing the initiative. I'm therefore very relieved that you, dear Ibu Nani, have initiated a promising exchange between the various Indonesian ministries and the KfW and GIZ colleagues on this matter to adapt the project to the concrete needs of the solid waste management sector until the end of March of this year. I'm looking forward to the results of your deliberations. Related to these issues is the fact that the Ministry of Public Works and Housing has highlighted that all future projects of the Green Infrastructure Initiative need to be rigorously screened in relation to their true level of readiness before they can be proposed to be entered into the planning process of Bapenas. This is, of course, an absolutely crucial topic, as otherwise planned investments cannot be brought to fruition in a timely manner as foreseen by our ambitious initiative. It is important that all stakeholders involved are on the same page in this regard and will provide the necessary resources. I'm grateful that CMMEI is facilitating the exchange with the Ministry of Public Works and Housing and other stakeholders on how to ensure the required readiness as part of the further project development process. I'm positive that we can jointly overcome these challenges. Dear participants, I would like to thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Halber-Smith. Indonesian-German Green Infrastructure Initiative, which is carried out together, strengthens the bilateral relations that have been well established so far between Indonesia and Germany. Of course, this initiative requires closer cooperation and communication from both parties. For that, we will listen to statements from Indonesia Ambassador to Germany and German Ambassador to Indonesia. First of all, we invite Ambassador Arif Hawas Ogrosedo. The time is yours.
Thank you very much, moderator, Bapak Menko Luhut Panjaitan, Minister Svenja Schulze, Ambassador Ina Lepel, Ibu Nani, Dr. Nani, Dr. Hammersmith, Pak Schneider Syahaan, and also colleagues from different ministry, DG and directors, colleagues from different provinces, and of course, a colleague from KfW in Indonesia, as well as here in Germany, Berlin or Frankfurt. Thank you very much for the opportunity that has been given to me to give a very quick remarks of this event. I think we have been able to work very closely, and we have been able to work in a much more I would say open and frank manner. We have discussed a number of difficult issues. I think the issue of local content has been a problem issue, I would say, not only with Indonesia and Germany, but also with different donors. And I hope this will be settled in the better situations. And hopefully when Minister Luhut Panjaitan, if the plan goes well, on the way back from the US to Indonesia, maybe in end of March, we can already have some positive development of this particular issue. And of course, this project, I would say it's one of the largest ever green infrastructure project between Indonesia and different countries, if I look at it. I recall when we had a discussion on GII in Glasgow with Ibu Nani and colleague from KfW, and as well as Professor Wagning. Different countries actually are very, very interested in seeing how Indonesia and Germany can work on this scale of cooperations. And I hope that the scale of cooperations will be continued. It's not reduced because of some technical issues, like the issue of local content, and we hope it even can be expanded even further on the transition of green energy. This is, of course, very important project for Indonesia and Germany for a couple of years in the future, but it also can play a very important role in providing examples, great examples for G20 countries if they want to have a project on green issues, like what we have here with Germany. So yesterday I had a meeting with colleague from the office of the Chancellor, Dr. George Kukis. We also mentioned about the event today. I'm slated to speak in a bit, in 5 minutes, with the State Secretary of the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate Action, which I will also share this particular issue with him in just 5 minutes time through WebEx conference. And I hope this great cooperation can continue in the future. A much more, I would say, wide-ranging and deep-ranging as well. So thank you very much for the opportunity to just give a quick word on this. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Ambassador Arif Hawas Ogrosedo. Next, we invite Ambassador Ina Lepel. The screen is yours.
Thank you. Distinguished participants, thank you very much to the co-chairs, Ibu Nani and Dr. Hammersmith, for the opportunity to address the distinguished participants of the steering committee. I warmly greet the ministers and governors as well as my counterpart in Berlin, Ambassador Havas. Dear ladies and gentlemen, Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, first of all, I'd like to express my greatest appreciation for all the effort that was put into the Green Infrastructure Initiative, GII, so far, and the meeting today. For me, it's the first time to participate in the steering committee and to witness firsthand work of the GII. I must say I'm very impressed. I'm impressed by the great progress the initiative has obviously made. I'm impressed by the depth and the complexity of the task. I'm impressed by how this task is handled with dedication and commitment of all parties involved. And what impresses me most is to realize and imagine what can be achieved if many of the projects approved today are implemented. Bringing these projects to life will substantially contribute to Indonesia's national agenda for sustainable and low-carbon development, as well as its national climate targets. By reducing the infrastructure-related CO2 emissions by 4 million tons every year, the GII delivers its fair share in realizing the NDC of Indonesia. And with building infrastructure for livable, green, and sustainable cities, the GII contributes to lead Indonesia's path towards achieving the SDGs and a successful implementation of the Agenda 2030. When I came to Indonesia last summer, I was briefed that the GII is one of the flagship projects of our bilateral cooperation and that it stands out not only for its sheer financial volume, but for its innovative project development and financing approach, as well as its aspiring goals and its ambitious timeline. After I witnessed today's meeting, I'm more confident than ever that if we can keep up the good cooperation and solve the challenges, the GII will write an outstanding chapter in our long and successful history of bilateral cooperation. Speaking of our bilateral cooperation, as you might know, the year 2022 marks a very special year for the partnership between our two countries. While Indonesia hosts the G20 and Germany the G7, we are also celebrating the 70th anniversary of our bilateral relations. Looking at the programs of our respective presidencies, it becomes clear that our relationship has evolved over the past decade into a global partnership between two leading countries that have a similar understanding of the challenges and solutions for a healthy, just, and sustainable future of our planet. 2022 gives us the unique opportunity to showcase what global partners can achieve when they work hand in hand. As Minister Schulze said, let's use this momentum for pushing towards our joint goals and as part of this, towards a successful implementation of the GII. Thank you, terima kasih. Salam sehat untuk kita semua.
Salam sehat, terima kasih. Thank you, Ambassador Ina Level. Ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our series of agendas has ended this afternoon. Dr. Nani, would you be willing to give the closing speech? The screen is yours. I'm sorry, the time for Dr. Hammersmith.
Okay. Thank you very much, dear Ibu Nani, esteemed members and participants of the Steering Committee of Indonesian-German Green Infrastructure Initiative. I would like to use the opportunity to thank all involved partners on local, provincial, and national level, as well as the advisors and experts provided the part of our bilateral cooperation for the very dedicated and fruitful work. Without your engagement, the approval of 15 out of 55 proposals today would not have been possible. It is very inspiring to see that each presented proposal for our initiative shows a clear commitment to our jointly agreed core principles and basic quality criteria, such as an unambitious objective to contribute to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, to improve the environmental situations in the respective localities, and to contribute to the improved public services for all strata of society, especially also the most vulnerable ones. Together, we have developed a common understanding of what green infrastructure, and we have made big steps to turn it into reality. At the same time, I truly appreciate the fact that we have also managed to clearly address existing challenges, and I'm confident that we will jointly overcome them in a true spirit of cooperation. The year 2022 will bring additional responsibilities to both of our countries related to our respective presidencies of the G7 and G20. We would be delighted if we could showcase our strategic partnership for the managing global goods as a concrete example for our ambitious partnership. Thank you very much for your consideration. Stay safe and all the best from Berlin.
Thank you, Dr. Hammersmith. Next, Dr. Nani, would you be willing to give the closing speech? Dr. Nani, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Hammersmith, and also Pak Snyder and other colleagues. Dear members, participants of the steering committee of the Indonesia-German Infrastructure Initiative, from my side, and also on behalf of the coordinating for maritime affairs and investment, and also from Bappenas, because it's permanent member, we would like to take this opportunity and thanks everyone involved in this bilateral initiative. It is inspiring to see what is possible if we work together and trust partners such as this. I agree with Ms. Hammersmith. I'm indeed very happy to see that the proposals for our initiative show a clear commitment to our jointly agreed core principles and basic quality criteria, and have the objective to contribute to the reductions of the greenhouse gas emissions to improve the environment situation for everyone. A special thanks goes to our friends and partners in the provinces who are the backbone of the shouldering this initiative. And I'm very happy to see that the provincial and local governments show this high level of the commitment. So we appreciate and are thankful for our cooperation with Germany, not only in this initiative, but also in the wider field of our joint bilateral and multilateral cooperations. I'm looking forward to this year, where we indeed have the pleasure of the chairing two important global forums, Indonesia with the presidency of the G20 and Germany with the presidency of the G7. So looking forward to a year of a good cooperation. Let's focus on the recovering stronger, recovering together toward an equitable world. I will be waiting for you in Bali later this year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nani. Mr. Snyder Sha'an, kindly give the closing speech shortly. The time is yours.
Thank you, Madam. Dear colleagues, Madam Hammersmith and Madam Nani Hendiarti, members and participants of the steering committee of the Indonesian-German Green Infrastructure Initiative. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, everyone involved in this bilateral initiative. And it is a very, very productive meeting today. I believe that we can work together as a trusted partners both parties, Germany and Indonesia. And I would like to see that all of these proposals can be implemented later on, and let's work together to work to achieve the same goal and the same mission that we planned today. I think that's all for me. Thank you everyone for everything, all good effort, hard work. Bye-bye.
Ambassadors, governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed together an important milestone in the bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Germany. I believe we can do more in the near future, and the best wishes for a successful implementation of green infrastructure initiative. Thank you, and I hope Indonesia and Germany can work closer together. It's a great initiative for better future ahead. Thank you, everyone. Stay healthy.
Thank you, vielen Dank.